And I'm gonna share it before we actually get going.
Share what?
I gotta share it to Snapback. There it is. All right, here we are. Snapback with T Mac. Back to talk about this LSU Florida game. Uh, Exciting first half, man. Hold on. I gotta turn that down. We're getting some reverberation. You're gonna have to look that word up. Uh, what about this first half, bro? Huh? Jaden Daniels, y'all. That's him right there. It's touchdown pass in the end zone. Left, do it. Right, do it. The guy amazes me every week. You turn on the tape, he's just electric. He gets down the sideline, and it's like guys try to take an angle on him, and
Can't touch him.
they get to him, they take the wrong angle, and they get around his legs, and they just whiff. It blows my mind. I've never seen anybody like this. Um, no, I did a little bit. I played with Michael Vick, and Michael Vick had that same uh, type of deal. He got an open field. Guys just never could take the correct angle on him. And Jaden Daniels just he keeps performing well. We're putting ourselves behind the sticks with penalties. Got down into the red zone and didn't capitalize. Got it down to the 1 yard line. I really felt like, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, we're about to roll Daniels out, give him the option to throw it because we were in that formation. You had Mason Taylor. It was like a bunch formation. It looked like we were going to fake the read and roll him out. And you got three guys you'll have a guy in the flat, a guy in the middle part of the end zone, a guy on the back line and give Jaden Daniels the option to throw it to one of those guys if they're open or not. Walk it in the end zone. Madden, what's your take on the first half?
I mean, it was good. We scored what, two, three times?
We got 17 points. Yeah, we kicked one field goal. Um, we went for it on 4th and 6. I really didn't agree with that. That we
Yeah.
were on the 45, 47 yard line. And if you don't get it, you give Florida the ball back. But we were fortunate after we gave them the ball right there in great field position to get a stop, and the defense got it back for us. So, I mean, I think right now Florida's giving us everything they have in this first half. You heard the ESPN guys talk about there's a lot of guys there at Florida that have some type of Louisiana affiliation, guys that played here. And, when they come back into Tiger Stadium, they're going to give you everything they have. They want to prove to the state that they were
LSU
wrong for letting them
undefeated.
go. Yeah, I mean, you look at ETN, his brother Travis played at Clemson.
Another running back.
Yeah, both of those guys from Jennings, and then the other running back, number 2, that was at ULL. He transferred with
Number three.
Napier. It's the same thing. A guy that was in Louisiana that has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. So, um, yeah, I want to talk about. You think about the great receivers, and I know everybody knows this if you're a Tiger fan. You go back to Bo, uh, Jefferson,
Chase.
Chase, Odell. You think about all these names, and I think when you mention those names and the guys that have played receiver at Louisiana State University, Malik Neighbors, bro, he's unreal. What he does. He's one of those guys that teams know he's about to get the ball, and they still have a hard time trying to
Can't
stop him.
guard him.
Can't
Unguardable.
guard him, and then he's even more dangerous once he gets the ball in his hands. That's his shiftiness and the way he gets away from defenders is unreal. I think a concern, I guess it could be a concern with Emery going
And
down.
we don't have Diggs either.
Diggs is hurt. But the thing I'm excited about is Jackson. He's going
Big
to get
stick.
more opportunities, and you wonder if they're trying to bring him along slow because you just look at him, man. The dude's built like Adrian Peterson as a true freshman. And maybe he's not up to speed protection wise. That's normally the case for young backs, why they don't get more opportunities. Um, so hopefully he'll start getting some more opportunities, and we can see what he does with the ball in his hands. Um, Daniel Thornhill's bringing up a great point. We talk about the targeting on Sam's. This rule, I have a hard time with this rule. I just can't figure it out. And you watch it on the replay, and you're like, me and Madden sitting there. It's like there's no way that's
Didn't
targeting.
even hit his helmet.
He's coming in. I know you all saw it. He goes and Sam's thinking I'm going to hit this guy around his thighs. Try to take his legs out.
Comes up.
And the running back at the point of contact, he ducks his head, uh, and then it looks like, and they're saying crown of the helmet, but it wasn't going to be crown of the helmet if the guy didn't duck like that. So that's the part of the rule I don't understand. And I know this officiating crew wasn't the same officiating crew that we had last week at Alabama, but if you can tell me that that hit last week on Jaden Daniels was not targeting, but this hit this week on Sam's was targeting, I have a hard time trying to figure out and decipher that rule. But it's just, I mean, it's part of college football right now, and it's something that we'll have to deal with, and we'll have to go on from there. Another guy I want to talk about, Madden, is the other Jordan Jefferson, the defensive lineman, number 99.
Mhm.
He is playing. I want y'all to watch him the second half. To me, he's the MVP, other than Perkins. Perkins had the big sack fumble, but y'all watch Jordan Jefferson and you hear these commentators talking about him. You watch his get off and the way he fights double teams and the way he fights one-on-one block. He's playing at a different speed than anybody else up front. And I really love it when guys play with that type of intensity. Uh, Jordan Jefferson's a guy that I think should get more and more reps. I know we're getting towards the end of the season, but he's a guy that's standing out, a guy that plays the right way and has a lot of heart. I want to tell you, I want to talk about the play of the game, in my opinion, and it wasn't something that other than the 85-yard touchdown run by Timothy Daniels, uh, got to be in the top three of the Heisman. He's got
He's
to be.
gonna win it.
But the sack fumble, when Perkins got the sack fumble, and the offensive lineman for Florida picked it up. Do you tell me that the big guys, this is props going out to the offensive linemen out there that have played other sports. You can't tell me that left tackle for Florida didn't play another sport, didn't play a little basketball because he scooped up the fumble and he had the awareness to pitch it to one of the receivers. The guy, he might have been a point guard back in the day. He could see the court a
Right.
little
Yeah.
bit. Most guys would panic and he didn't. I really enjoyed watching that. Let's see, Andy McCartney. I think the young DB is playing pretty good so far. I would love to see Whit Weeks instead of Spites. Andy, I was thinking about that during this game. Whit Weeks, we hadn't seen him. Uh, it was early in the year. Last time we saw him
When Spates was
when Spites was hurt. But you've heard Coach Kelly talk about Whit Weeks is still learning the game. And what that tells me is, yes, you see Whit Weeks, which I'd love to see him out on the field. You see him flash and make plays, but there's obviously some things that he's not doing right from a sound aspect of our defense. They don't trust he's going to be in the right spot, and that comes with a young player coming to the college level to the SEC and try to learn this game on defense is tough. So they obviously don't have enough confidence in him that he's going to go out there and be in the right spot. Um, let's go down. Let's see. You got any questions over there, Madden?
just asking about the targeting. We already talked about that.
Absolutely. I got a from Scott Harrington. Why do we run Josh Williams 4 times in a row on the goal line when you have a Heisman playmaker at quarterback? Scott, I think about that. We talked about that play earlier. I'd love to see Daniels out of the pocket, give him the option to throw, run it. But part of it is imposing your will. As an offensive lineman, you wanted that coach to call that ball, and you had that you would get it in if you were on the 1 yard line, that you'd be able to get enough push to get it in the end zone. But down there, I think they knew we were coming with it. So when they stack the box, you got to do something a little bit different. And it's easy to second guess those guys. Heidi, let me get a shot of that water. Man, go grab that water for me, bro. All right. Second half, what I want to see. Our defense, you can tell that Tiger Stadium is getting loud. Y'all give me 1 second. Go ahead, catch up on me, boss.
Tiger Stadium is getting loud, but we're gonna hope that it gets louder throughout the second half, so they can support our defense and that Florida can't get any more yards.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw it, backed up, and you can hear it. I think this is the loudest I've heard Tiger Stadium. Watching it on a TV copy, you get down in third and long, and that crowd is into it. You could tell. Their
Yeah, it
court,
jumped off sides too a couple times.
they did false starts, and their quarterback is he's trying to check. He's looking at things and trying to check into plays. And with that crowd getting loud, when they see a quarterback try to check, they get louder. So it's going to be fun to watch in the second half. Um, so we've talked about Neighbors. We talked about Daniels. We need the crowd to be extra loud. We got to get our running game going. And that's one thing. If we can get this running game going, it's going to be hard to stop Daniels in the passing game. I'm getting all choked up on this one, Coach.
Because once we get our running game going, they're gonna go over top to Malik and can't stop us.
So we've had Madden. Neighbors has had some big catches. Thomas had the one big catch.
Hilton had a catch too.
Chris Hilton had a catch on a slant. I'm sorry,
Who
y'all.
else? Mason Taylor had a big catch too.
Taylor had a big catch and a big run back to the middle of the field. So I think we're doing the right things on offense. But when we cross that 50-yard line, we got to be more precise. We got to go get points. We got to get touchdowns. Our defense, I know that going in, Florida is going to try to scheme for the young guys we have in the secondary. So that up front, we got to get pressure. And you can see what Florida's trying to do is when we have third down, they're trying to bring pressure on us and make us get it out quick. So we have to have a game plan and have to be ready for our hot routes. Scroll up right there. We're going to go back to Facebook and see if we got any questions here. You got any more on there?
Talk about the play calling that we've had in the first half.
Yeah, we talked about down there on the fourth down. Yeah, we could have called something different, but like I said, they have faith that they're going to punch it in there. We tried to go on some deep routes. We had a 3rd and 8, and they brought the pressure. And we had to get it out quick, and we didn't have any short routes. So we have to be ready for that. Know that they're going to try to overload us, bring more than we can block, and we got to be ready to get the ball out quick.
Why don't we bring pressure when we can?
What you think, bro?
What you mean? You want me to answer?
Yeah, they're asking us. What you think?
Because I don't know. We need to bring pressure because our secondary is not very good, so we got to put pressure on the quarterback.
And I think we're trying to do it at times. We're trying to bring pressure with the backs, with the linebackers. We just got to get there. Their quarterback's pretty good. I think the thing that's separating them is their running game right now. The running game has been pretty good and has kept us on our heels. So hopefully we can get to him and not let him sit back there in the pocket and affect him. I'm sorry, y'all. We might have to call this one off. The left do it, right do it. Got us. She's supposed to pick me up, bro. So we'll see. This is a big game. I know Death Valley's going to be rocking in the second half. We thank y'all for joining us. Let's see, and Brett Massengale, he's bringing up a good point. Bill Napier is playing for his job, and Brett, this game means a lot for Coach Napier. He was right down the road in Lafayette. Goes to Florida. It's been a bumpy road for him. At one time, a lot of people were saying that they wanted him to come to LSU for this job. You laughing at me, bro. And he goes to Florida and he's struggling. So he comes here and he needs to try to end this season on a good note. I like Coach Napier. I've met him a few times and talked with him. Great guy. But you get in the SEC and, it's dog eat dog, man. It as Tiger fans, we don't cut anybody any slack. Gordon LeBlanc. Gardner LeBlanc said hi to give him some mouth to mouth. Come on now. This is for kids, man. Brandon Stewart, there you go, man. Can I get the man some Powerade? I could use some Powerade, something else too. Maybe a little whiskey would help me out. Um, but I don't know, guys. You go into this game and I watch it after we lose to Alabama last week, and you go in and you're like, man, does this game, what kind of meaning does it have? You know, because if we beat Alabama, this game has a lot more oomph to it. But the Tigers are playing hard, they're playing fast, and this LSU Florida rivalry is, like you see, they were having to separate them before the game. Um, it's heated. You know, you want to go win this game. So the second half is going to be fun to watch. What you want to bring it down with?
Just left, do it,
Right.
right.
Do it. Left. Do it. Right. Do it. Left. Hold on. Heidi said I got some more questions. Where we at?
We got them all.
Get that man some mouth to mouth. Let Madden finish it out. I'm trying to let him finish it out. He ain't helping me, man. We're gonna have a backup plan.
I'm not even gonna answer
Using the timeouts right at the end of the half. Could have gotten the ball back. Absolutely. You know, we go the first series, I want to say second or third play of the game, we had to use a timeout. And that's one thing we hadn't been on point with this year. You know, we've had to waste some timeouts because we're slow getting the play call in or we're not getting to the line of scrimmage fast enough. Um, so I hate burning those timeouts. And you listen to Peyton Manning talk about guys wasting timeouts, and it eats him up when you're watching that Monday night broadcast because you want them at the end of halves and you want them at the end of the game. Let's see. Let's scroll here. Talk about the play calling. Our old line, Brett Massengale is asking about our old line. This hadn't been one of our better games. You know, we've let them get to Jaden Daniels in the middle of the pocket early, and our old line has been exceptional this year. I mean, you go back to the beginning of the season, to the big defensive lines we've played, and we've given this guy all kind of time. But you can see Florida has a plan. They're coming after us, and they're trying to pressure us in the middle of the pocket. So we got to be ready for that. Because you see Jaden Daniels, when he's able to sit in the pocket, some of his biggest runs come when he sits in the pocket and he's there for 2, 3, 4 seconds and he's looking downfield and all the DBs are turning and running, and that's when his biggest runs come. So we have to give him more time to let him get some separation so he can get those runs down the field or he can hit the receiver is what we like for him to do. Y'all, I'm gonna go get a cough drop or something. Powerade. You can send that over here to Wicker Road. Powerade
You want me
for us.
to end it?
Huh?
You want me to end it?
Tigers, let's go get it. Go ahead, end it
I
for
was gonna
us.
say we definitely got to get a stop because Florida gets the ball first, and then we got to score, and I think we got it from there.
Let's go do it,
Let's
baby.
go do it.
Go Tigers.